What people don't understand is you can write a million letters to these committees in Congress. It doesn't mean they're going to act. Now, if you put someone in a camera on C-SPAN and let all of Americans see it, then Americans get to know what's happening and Americans get involved. And that's why he wants to speak. He wants to come here and speak to the American people.
I know you've been tracking, Sean had Ahmad Massoud on his show, which I thought was, incredible of him to do. We had this petition going to try to get Ahmad Massoud before Congress. He claims to have information on a terrorist attack in the United States. For those who hadn't followed what we're talking about here, Ahmad Massoud Sr. warned the U.S. about a potential attack in the United States in 2001. We didn't listen to him. 9/11 happened. The towers fell. 20 years of war. Bin Laden killed Ahmad Massoud 2 days before 9/11 attack, assassinated him to really cut off our ally and fracture our ally that we need to go after Taliban. And all these years later, all of our allies are being led right now by Ahmad Massoud Jr., who's leading the resistance. I call him Junior. I don't think they call him Junior there, but
I call him Lion Cub, so yours is a lot better.
Okay, yeah, the Lion Cub. And I mean, he is representing our true allies of 20 years, and our tax dollars are being used to fight him, to kill his people, to kill our allies. And he's still, which is amazing to me, right? He should be like so pissed at us, but he's still trying to warn us of what's happening there. He's trying to warn the American people. He's doing the right thing, but yet he's been blacklisted by Secretary Blinken and our State Department from coming to the United States and testifying before Congress and sharing that information. And we get this petition going. By the way, with links in the bio on my Instagram. Sean Ryan has the link up. You can sign the petition, please do. And it's just pushing Congress to hear him. But what's your position on Ahmad Massoud? What do you think he has to say? And is it worth Congress hearing it?
Yeah, the really interesting part is we want to bring Ahmad Massoud in and other people in the resistance, right, who have this information. So the U.S. government is currently aligned with the Taliban. So the policy is no support to the anti-Taliban resistance, which also means no relationship, right? So we don't actually have liaison relationships right now with the anti-Taliban resistance, which is crazy because these are our allies for 20 years. So it's not even just that they're not bringing these old allies in front of Congress. They're not even hearing them or discussing with them or collecting intelligence from them. Another thing they're doing is they're actually trying to counter them. So our State Department actually went to basically the leadership in the Tajikistan government and said, don't give a base to multiple parties in the resistance. Don't let them have a base in your country. If they have a base in your country, you're going to have a problem with us because we're not allied with them. We don't have a relationship with them. So the U.S. is actually undercutting the anti-Taliban resistance to where there's also concern in the veteran community. If I support, let it be Ahmad Massoud and give him money or Sami Sadat or General Zia, whomever, will I be charged in the U.S. for supporting them because the U.S. government is saying our policy is not to support them? So there is a lot of concern, and it's affecting their donations. So we do need to bring these commanders in front of our Congress from across the resistance to tell the American people what our government's doing to the resistance, and then to talk about the terrorists we're funding and then the threats that are coming. Because you have to remember, if our government isn't sitting down and meeting with them, they're not getting their threat reporting.
Right.
A lot of these guys don't even trust our government to give them the threat reporting because they're afraid they're going to hand it over to the Taliban. It's that bad.
First of all, I met Ahmad Massoud's number 2 on behalf of Ahmad Massoud in Tajikistan in 2021 when we were doing the evacuations, because we were assisting them getting the women and children out so that they could stay and fight. And so I could just tell you from firsthand experience, sitting across and having dinner with him and working with him, his authenticity of his heart to just fight for their people and protect their people is just so genuine, and they just want peace and they want freedom. And it's just heartbreaking that we would betray them that way. The allies that we fought besides for 20 years, that we betray them that way. What I can't understand is, even if they're saying what they're saying is not true, you're from the intelligence community, you still want to hear you always want to hear what they have to say. You want to collect as much information as you can. So if you have someone saying, I have information on a pending attack on the United States, when did we ever not hear from someone that says they have a pending information for a pending attack on the United States? When did we ever ignore that?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was in December when I found out our Benghazi plotter was actually making some of the IDs for the U.S. homeland attacks. No one has followed up with me on that, and I reported in December. So they don't even want to know this.
Yeah, and so I've been getting a lot of some of the people that have pushed back, because every time I put something like this out, people push back. And I've gotten emails like, why does he need to come here? Why can't he just write an email to Congress? Right. And it's like, he's afraid for his life. So he justifiably wants to be before an actual congressional committee. And and from your world, that should be justified, right?
Yeah, what people don't understand is you can write a million letters to these committees in Congress. It doesn't mean they're going to act. Now, if you put someone in a camera on C-SPAN and let all of Americans see it, then Americans get to know what's happening and Americans get involved. And that's why he wants to speak. He wants to come here and speak to the American people. He does think, the U.S. government policy is wrong, but he thinks the American people know better. And him and other people in the resistance want to speak to the American people. And that is their route to do it.
Yeah. Well, we support him, and I don't know what information he has. I don't know if Sean knows what information he has, but whatever it is, I think the American people have a right to hear it.
Correct.
And,
yes.
yeah. So.